Falling Rock by Rebecca Heller. Illustrations by Joyce Robertson. Once there was a boy named Falling Rock who loved a horse. The horse's name was Runs Like Thunder because of the lightning stripe on his forehead. When he was at full speed, his hoofs against the earth sounded like the sky during a storm. Falling Rock and Runs Like Thunder did everything together. When Falling Rock gathered firewood, Runs Like Thunder always took him to the best places. When Falling Rock went to the river to get water, Runs Like Thunder would walk very carefully so they would not spill a drop. When Falling Rock hunted, Runs Like Thunder would stand so still that Falling Rock always got off a good shot with his bow and arrow. One day, Falling Rock was swimming in the river while Runs Like Thunder played on the shore. From the river, Falling Rock watched as two men on horses approached Runs Like Thunder. Falling Rock did not recognize the men. They were not from his tribe. The men threw a rope around Runs Like Thunder's neck, and with a "ha!" they rode off, pulling Runs Like Thunder behind. Runs Like Thunder bucked and fought as Falling Rock scrambled out of the water and ran after them. Falling Rock threw stones and hollered at the men, but it was no use. Runs Like Thunder was gone. Rushing home, Falling Rock found his grandmother sitting by the fire. When she asked what was wrong, he could barely get the words out. Finally, between tears, he told her what had happened. When finished, he added, "Soon I will be big and strong, and I will go after my horse. No one will be able to stop me because I will be the bravest of them all." Falling Rock's grandmother believed him and said, "Some day soon your ancestors will give you a sign, and you will go and find your horse." After many moons, Falling Rock had a dream. In his dream, he saw a large coyote, and the coyote told him to follow. Falling Rock tried to keep up, but the coyote was always too far in front of him. Then, in the distance, Falling Rock saw Runs Like Thunder. Falling Rock woke with a start. He knew it was now time to leave his family and go in search for his best friend. As he prepared to leave, his grandmother presented him with a beautiful feather. "What is this?" asked Falling Rock. His grandmother replied, "It will help guide you." Falling Rock started out. After many hours, he came to a fork in the road. "How will I know which way to go?" he asked himself. "I have never been this far from home." Worried, he felt in his pouch for the feather. Just as he touched it, an eagle flew overhead in the direction of the South Fork. Feeling sure this was a sign brought about by the magical feather, he followed the direction of the great bird. Falling Rock traveled over the plains and eventually came to the bank of a large river. It was too wide to swim across and too long to go around. "I must build a boat," he thought. It took him weeks to hollow out a tree and make a canoe. When the boat was finally ready, Falling Rock got in and started paddling. Halfway across the river, the canoe sprang a leak and began to sink. Falling Rock was scared. The water was too rough to swim to shore, and he worried he would never see his horse again. Falling Rock placed his hand on the feather in his pouch. "Oh, please help me. I am very afraid." The canoe sank, and Falling Rock was plunged into the water. He scrambled to stay afloat, but the water was moving too fast. Just as he was giving up hope, he felt something swim beneath him and support his weight. It was a giant turtle. Falling Rock grabbed its shell, and the turtle pulled Falling Rock to safety on the other side of the river. "Thank you, my friend," called Falling Rock as the turtle slid down under the water. "You have saved my life, and now I can continue my journey." For months, Falling Rock traveled from one side of the country to the other, searching for his best friend. Wherever he went, he saw horses, but not one was Runs Like Thunder. No, you are too big. No, you are too small. Your nose is too long. You have spots. Your coat is too light. The more people Falling Rock met, the more word spread. Soon the whole country was talking about the boy searching for his horse. They wanted to help Falling Rock know where he had already looked, so they placed large yellow signs with his name in big black letters at the bends in the road, high in the mountains, and down in the valleys, anywhere that the boy had searched for his horse. One day Falling Rock came across many people. Falling Rock approached one of the travelers. I am on a journey searching for my best friend. Can you tell me, have you seen a horse with a brown coat and a white lightning stripe on its forehead? The sad-looking man shook his head. No. Where are you going? Falling Rock asked. The traveler answered, We are being taken to a reservation. Falling Rock felt bad that these people were leaving their home. Falling Rock thought that this man looked far more worried than he, so he pulled the feather from his pouch. I was told to use this in times of worry. It looks like you could use it now, said Falling Rock, as he presented the feather to the man. The traveler looked deep into Falling Rock's eyes and said, You will find your horse. After many years, Falling Rock, who was now a man, came upon a sign with his name on it. He had searched the whole country and still never found his best friend. Just as he was feeling as sad and lonely as he had ever felt before, a coyote crossed his path. The coyote stopped and looked straight into Falling Rock's eyes. It was the coyote from his dream. The coyote turned and ran off through the trees, and Falling Rock followed. It led him to a sunny meadow, but no one was there. Falling Rock sat on the stump of an old tree and buried his head in his hands. From behind he could hear the soft tread of a horse. A wet nose nuzzled the back of Falling Rock's neck. He turned to see a very strong, very large horse with a shiny brown coat and long, powerful legs. The large beast lowered his head so that Falling Rock could get a good look at the lightning stripe on his forehead. Runs like thunder, is that you? Sure enough, it was.